Hello. You might be wondering, like, hey, wasn't there a Fate trailer last night and weren't you live streaming it and shouldn't there have been a video by now? Yeah, usually that's what happens. I don't know what happened with the recording, but like the audio in the recording file is like way messed up. I had Graybeard Summoner on talking about it, and even his audio was like clipping in and out. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but the VOD I think is okay from what I could tell. I would have just used the VOD, but the video was really grainy when I was like trying to record it back or download it. So I'm just gonna give a TLDR. The VOD is still up though, so I'll just link you to the VOD in the description if you want to go catch all that. Um, Sidebar. Anybody else been watching the Yu-Gi-Oh marathon like nonstop during May? It just plays in the background like all the time now. This is my life. Yeah. Anyway, nostalgia aside, I'm gonna just go through the banner here and give my TLDR about what it is and such. So let's take it piece by piece. I'm not surprised that it was Jugdral brides, just for the record. I half expected it honestly because literally no other game made sense. So it kind of had to be a little bit. Now the thing that I think myself and my viewers were kind of wondering at the time is, are we gonna see
there is no
a remake
that Julia will be radiant in
of what was basically the Roy and Elliewood banner? Not the case. Turns out they're not doing that. We just got Selif here. He's
the wedding dress.
He's chilling
At your side.
He just vibing by himself. He is solo, which I guess is okay. Also, you bump the volume down a little bit. It seems kind of loud in my ears. I don't know if it's too loud for you guys though. He's got Legacy Axe, which gives a bunch of stuff, including Miracle, which is something that I feel like has been kind of prevalent on weapons lately, or like preferred skills. I don't know why you would want any of that when do a devotion, right? I could just give you that. But yeah, that's fine. He's got a lot of stuff. It's like true damage and extra stats and miracle, like I said, and just a lot of good stuff. He's also got haze slice and attack speed excel. But the thing, honestly, that makes me like him a lot is air to light. He also comes with potent assault. This is basically the potent banner, for what that's worth to y'all. So here, we'll take a look at this real quick, actually. Well, whilst we're here, we'll pull this up every time a new skill comes up that you can inherit. So potent assault, that actually is inheritable by flyers and cabs. So the cab flyer skill, it is melee locked. No beasts, no dragons, to specify. But like I said last night, if you were there for the stream, I don't think the side grades of potent are going to be bad anytime soon. I think that these will generally be good for the most part. It just depends on what additional side effect they're going to give with the potent part. Because potent in general is really solid. Very good skill. So this one obviously deals true damage based on 20% of units' speed or defense, whichever is greater. You get piercing by 50%, and then you get the potent effect as well. But air to light is kind of where stuff really starts to shine for me. I think this is what made me think that Selif was like really good. But he basically, I think, gets shadow shift down here. And then also the support he grants through this, he's going to give attack at speed 6, null follow-up, and incited to unit and allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. And he's also going to give unit can move 1 extra space to unit and sword, lance, axe, infantry, and flying allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. It doesn't stack, obviously. But that support piece alone, coupled with what is essentially, Shadow Shift, really good stuff. And then also, if he's within 2 spaces, drive distance of an ally, you're going to get attack speed equal to the number of spaces from start to position to the end position. And then you're getting a max of 9 on that. Reduce damage from foes first attack by 7. And then unit attacks twice. Yada yada. You get some HP back. Overall, I think Air to Light's a really good skill. When he himself is also pretty good, physical attacker. So overall, I think Self is good. I don't know if he's absolutely necessary. There's a lot of ways to outsource null follow-up. So, Incited, also, stat buffs. But the fact that it's combined with like a Shadow Shift type thing is cool.
Together, always.
He's also dunking on Raffle right now. Specifically because of the miracle. But it is what it is. And then we had Larce show up, which I did not think was Larce.
So I will do what must be done.
In the picture, but
wait for me.
It is. Taking out Captain Bark, which is nice. So she's basically Legendary Ira. Which bums me out a little bit because Legendary Ira is no longer uber unique. But it is what it is. She's got Crusader's Astra, which Legendary Ira comes with. Brilliant Brident, which is a pun that I didn't expect, but got anyway. She's inflicting speed defense -7 exposure and discord on closest foes and any foes within 2 spaces of them through the next actions. And then you're also getting a bonus, an Omni bonus, basically to the number of foes within 3 rows, 3 columns centered on unit, max 14. And then you're dealing damage equal to 20% of unit speed. You're reducing damage from foes first attack by 20% of your speed. You're also reducing damage from foes specials by 20% of unit speed. she's very speed driven, as you can tell. And then potent as well. So it's good stuff overall on her. She's very speed reliant. She's also got potent finish, which is fun. And then Brutal Tempest, which is another thing Legendary Ira has. Perfect attack speed. Great. Potent finish is potent. But then you also get finish. So, I mean, it's a little bit more than that. You're getting just flat reduction of 7 from foes' attacks. And then you're also going to be dealing plus 15 damage with your special if it's triggered before or during combat. And then you also get 7 HP back. So it's a little more than finish, but it is, in essence, still kind of finish. I think this is also pretty good. Again, this is what we have. It is infantry locked, but beasts can use it based on the chart. So melee, infantry, and beasts. So that's kind of cool. Infantry beasts specifically. But, hey, it's fine. I guess that's chill. We're fine with that. Not a bunch of dragon stuff yet. We'll get to that. But yeah, Larce is pretty much just, Legendary Ira, but has candlestick thing.
You fool!
You haven't the heart.
This is gonna take a minute.
You left me no choice.
Almost there.
I'm no child.
There we go. Okay, we got there. We made it. We got there. And then there was Tiny.
Such a beautiful dress.
Teen.
Wearing it is exciting.
I have no idea how to say her name still. Gray literally told me multiple times last night. I have yet to retain it, so I highly doubt I will retain it. So I don't know what to tell y'all. But it is interesting. She's getting Far Trace 4. I think maybe they're a little less stingy with that particular skill because we have Far Trace Echo. And let's be honest, if you have Far Trace Echo, you are definitely not running Far Trace 4 in a B passive skill. Because there's way better options just in general. If you can just outsource the Far Trace to an X skill. But that said, she does have an inheritable weapon. Okay, it's a red tome. A little bit of competition there. It's not bad. It is not what I would have hoped to see in the trend of like, oh, hey, this inheritable weapon's actually really good. Like Johanna Lance, for example. Johanna Lance is goated. And there's been some 4-stars that have come this year that have been really, really good. We started off very strong with New Year Tana, who was a 4-star, believe it or not. Granted, no inheritable there, but still a really good 4-star. This is kind of, I don't know that anybody would be breaking the bank for this just on inheritables alone, but it exists, I guess, so that's fun. But yeah, it is something. It's something. Not really a lot to talk about with her. Can deal 22 extra damage. I will remind you of all the true damage we just looked at between Seliph and Larse, but that's...
We shall never part.
True damage still really strong. It's really its name, but... And then there was the duo.
Your dress is lovely.
We got a Julia,
Lady Julia.
Ishtar
I will guard your back.
combo. And we're fighting a Hector. Just keep that in mind. So the new inheritable Ice Wall, which is something I was uber concerned about at the time. Anybody can get it except staff use. So that's something, I guess, if nothing else. But this is going to boost damage by 70% of your res when special triggers. And then also, if unit or foe special is ready, or unit or foe special triggered before or during this combat, and also if unit's res is greater than foe's res, minus 10, reduces damage from foe's next attack by 40%. So it's really solid. And I can see this being run in combination on dragons that have slaying in their weapon alongside like a Lagu's friend type situation, right? So I see that as the new like the Glacies tech. I think that's the right one. It's Glacies or Iceberg, one of the two. That had a 4-turn, became a 3-turn. Works really well. Gets a bunch of res based damage off. But here you're also getting damage reduction too, which is really nice. So I think in general, this skill out of everything speaks to me the most, just because of how the majority of my team comps usually run when I build them. But yeah, is it worth going for? Maybe, probably not, but maybe. Loving bouquets, she's got the dragon effectiveness, she's got the slaying. She gets attack and res +5, neutralizes foes bonuses, and grants special cooldown count -1 before allies' first attack. At start of combat, You're going to inflict penalty on foes attacking res equal to 20% of your res. You get +6. You get to neutralize foes' bonuses. You get to deal +X damage. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by X. X is going to be the number of allies within 3 rows, 3 columns. Max of 15. You're going to neutralize effects that inflict special cooldown charge -X and grant special cooldown -1. And then also, if units res is greater than equal to foes res +10, you get to attack twice. The Brave effect here is really, really, really good. And I think this is ultimately what makes her really solid. Because you also get full light and dark, which, as Gray pointed out to me last night, was a nod to her either full light or full dark skill based on the version of the Julia that you're looking at. So now it's everything together. This is going to inflict attack res -7, sabotage, and schism on foes with res less than units res, and that are within 2 spaces of another foe through their next action. So schism, sabotage, debuffing. Great. You also, after start of turn, skills trigger on units player phase if number of foes with sabotage effect active on the map is greater than or equal to 2. You get to make a guaranteed follow-up attack during combat and Canto 1 to unit and allies within 2 spaces of 1 turn. Now, if you flash back a bit, right? I was racking my brain last night to think about, like, oh, how could we just get null follow-up on her? And I was like, wait, Duo Lucina. It's literally right here. It's literally on Seliph, which is why I think he's actually a really, really good, both like, physical nuke and a support option. Not just because of the null follow-up. There's lots of ways to farm that out, but it's it's nice that you can just have them all in the same banner to be able to do stuff. So you could, in theory, based on how you run her, get Brave Effect, guaranteed follow-up, and then even null follow-up, based on who you source that out to. So that's fun. But yeah. She's also going to inflict a penalty on foes attack and res with sabotage, including target with max of 14 there. You're going to deal 20% of units res as true damage. You're going to reduce damage from foes attack by 20% usually. Does this sound familiar? But with res instead of speed, because it should sound kind of familiar. It's res checked, right? And then you get piercing. It's good stuff. And then you get times pulse helm. Really good duo unit in general. Very strong. She's going to make light work of this Hector here. Interesting they didn't put her up against Devotion Rhea, though. Which is something I would have liked to have seen given the dragon effectiveness and,
With pleasure.
the quadding. All that stuff. But I guess everybody has a Hector, and so maybe he's more of a problem for more people because of his availability or something. I don't know. But relatively light work of Hector there. So is what that is. And then we get a duo skill, which I didn't really anticipate very well last night. Because I was like, oh, empathy. It's probably not that big a deal. Empathy is basically Brave Crom, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And then you also get cooldown to unit and allies. So this is probably a pretty good duo skill. Again, I don't know how big a deal it's gonna be. I'm not a big Brave Crom user, but I do know that he is super annoying to deal with. And you get to use it every 3rd turn. So I mean, there's that. But you also get the source out empathy now too, which is kind of cool. It's a relatively strong unit there between the inheritable options, just her unique skills. I tip the scales more to Seliph and Julia over the other two. Larce is just kind of like a general attacker. You know what I mean? Like she's just gonna go do the fast attack thing, and that's, you know. But there's a little bit more combo work between support and offense with Seliph and Julia, which is cool. And when he gives no follow up, he makes Julia pretty much, you know, darn near perfect as an offensive option. So that's cool, I guess. Lana here is the freebie. I don't think we know anything about her just yet. I'm not a hundo on that. But my chat popped off because they were really excited about Lana. I guess I don't even know who Lana is. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know. I don't know. But maybe that's exciting for you. If it is, congrats. Looks like we are a flying staff unit. So I look forward to whatever that means for me. As far as the banner itself goes, you know, you're going to be able to spark once if you have a Fey Pass. Is it worth getting Fey Pass for this? I don't know. I think TLDR, Julia is really good. Seliph has some great support options as well as being offensive. This, I think, is just another general fast attacker nuke situation, and then I don't even know what's happening here. But obviously, like we said last night, if you like any of the characters, that should be your primary objective in this. It's, you know, with so many options, it's like, well, who you actually focus on? So Julia fans, if you're hype, that's real good for you, for sure. And Seliph fans, I think you guys got another winner as well. Larce is not bad. I just think she's a little more generic in terms of the role that she fills. And then Tyne, you got a Tyne ult, I guess. That's something to celebrate, maybe, if you care. I don't know that I'm on the pull on this. Certainly not right away. I'll do a first circle and pull anything colorless and green that I get, and maybe we'll get lucky. I don't know. That would be great. I would need 2 Julias because I can't just fodder off the one for Ice Wall, and so I need the Ice Wall, and yeah. It's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. So sometimes it's not even worth it for me, and I just wait until like a double special or something like that pops back up. So that is my plan. I don't know what your plan might be, but let me know what that is if you care to. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you like this format better. I don't know. I'm trying something new out of a circumstance that I didn't have a lot of control over, unfortunately. So we'll see if something good comes out of it. I don't know. Maybe you guys will like this better rather than like the reaction portion of it. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in the next one.